Hello again, YouTube. Today we're going to do a quick little tutorial on how to make an embroidery square in the hoop. They're pretty cool because it gives you the illusion of paper piecing without actually any of the work. So what we're going to do is, this is going to be a little quick one just to show you how to put it together. We're going to start, I have put in Pellon Soft and Stay. It's really sheer cutaway. Because of what I'm making for my finished product. You can use any number of stabilizers. It just depends on what you're doing with your squares when you're done. But this is what I've picked. I've also roughly cut my pieces. One of the benefits of making the quilting squares in the hoop is you don't have to do any of the precision cutting and sewing. I also, on my little chair, I have a towel and a little travel iron. You're going to need to help iron out your little squares when you're folding your pieces, just to make it look better. The first two steps are going to be squares. If you want to put batting on, you would put your batting on right now, put it back in the machine, and it would stitch out another square to hold your batting in place. I don't want batting, so it's going to go back into the machine and it's going to do its first stitch for our yellow fabric. Since you're not going to really see the threads, you can use whatever threads you want to, so that really ugly color you hate, here's a good use for it. So it stitched out our first little piece. This is our piece for our yellow piece. So all you do is you just place it over it. It would be right side up, and it's going to go back into the machine. I don't use anything to hold my fabric into place. If you really wanted to, you could use some spray basting spray. What I'm going to do now is just loosely cut any of the extra fabric away. Don't cut too close, because you're going to have to fold this all over and you don't want to have a gap. You're not cutting an applique. There you go. Now you're going to take your orange fabric for your middle section. If you had a right and a wrong side, you're going to put it wrong side or right side down. Right side down. And you're going to cover this top seam. And it's going to go back into the machine. So it has stitched this one into place. So what you're going to do now is fold it up. And you're going to lightly iron it into place. That step isn't 100% necessary, but it does make them look a lot better. You can also use spray basting spray if you want to, but I just iron them. It's going to go back in and stitch up top again. Alright, once again, so we've got our stitch. Once again, you're going to cut away any extra. Now we're going to take our white fabric, ignore my dirty spot. You're going to place it right side down and you're going to cover this seam. So it's going to go back in the machine and stitch along that top stitch again. So it has stitched along this top stitch. We're going to flip this guy up and we're going to iron it again. Also make sure you don't iron your hoop. It is plastic and I'm sure it will melt. But just lightly press it. It's going to go back in and make a triangle to help hold this white piece down. So it's made a little triangle just to help hold everything down. Now you're going to trim your triangle. Now we are going to place this black piece along this seam right here. It's going to stitch along this again. It's going to stitch a little bit inside it. So line it up and into the machine it goes. Alright, so that is our seam that the machine has done. We are going to flip it over. Take your iron and lightly press upon that seam. Then we're going to take our second piece. And you're going to put it along this, it's going to stitch along this stitch. And into the machine it goes. So our machine has stitched it. You're going to fold it over. And iron it down real quick. If your black fabric had a right and a wrong side, so say you did it in like some polka dots, the right side would go down. And then when you'd flip it, that would be your right side up. So now it's going to go make a square all the way around again. Here is your completed in the hoop quilting candy corn square. You can make, they're really easy to make. You can make as many for placemats or table runners or whatever your little heart desires. Thank you for watching, like, subscribe, and all that jazz, and we'll be back with another tutorial soon.